Well, greetings, YouTube model people. How's it going? Okay, coming at you here with a final on my 2022 Halloween group build. Yes, Halloween has come and gone, but some would say this guy never takes a holiday, unfortunately. Mr. Grim Reaper. And this is the Mobius kit, and I will tell you that as a kit, it goes together very, very well. If you like this kind of thing, you'd like a little scene or a diorama that you don't have to come up with because it comes with a whole bunch of stuff you're going to see here in a minute. It's a lot of fun and it's well done. With all that aside, it is actually Saturday, November 19th, 2022, and I want to thank Russell Model Cars for hosting the Halloween group build again this year, and I'm definitely going to be in if we have one again in 2023, and I do promise to be a lot better with getting it wrapped up within the prescribed timeline, close to Halloween. So with all that being said, let's take a look at Mr. Grim Reaper himself. Excuse all the movement around, but here we go. Okay, so here he is. I put a nice light on him here because he is kind of dark, and put a white towel down as a background so you can kind of see all the dark colors. So basically, everything you see here, I'm just double checking. Yeah, everything you see here is part of the kit. There are parts of the kit that I did not include, which were some of the weeds and growth. I did use some of them. I was going to use my own landscaping materials with it, and then I started looking at some options and didn't like really what they look like. So I kind of just took a couple pieces and put them strategically around. One's peeking around this tombstone, one's in front, one's in the back there. You can barely see kind of behind the staff. So I kind of did that. One's in the front here. So I kind of used them minimally and didn't really, put them out in plain view because I didn't really like the way they overall looked. But I think with the right coloring and the placement, I think it came out pretty good. Now, yeah, basically, the shadowing and shading didn't turn out exactly like what I was hoping for. Interestingly enough, for the interior folds, I ended up using an artist oil. So I used Winsor & Newton Lamp Black. Lamp Black is basically black with a little bit of a brown tone to it. So subtle though, you're not gonna be able to tell in this kind of presentation. So we use that, and then for the most of all his outfit or whatever you want to call it, we use NATO Black. NATO Black, we're going to go through all the colors and everything we use, but we're going through NATO Black, Rubber Black, and Matte Black. Obviously Matte Black was going to be too black. NATO Black, we said, okay, that looks pretty good, and then Rubber Black, we ended up settling with testing out and trying and going with NATO Black for his overall outfit. Now, I did something a little different with the face. Most people would just paint that all one color and then highlight a little bit of black. I, by mistake, hit some paint on there a little too early, and it started to turn into this sort of weird, dark, neutral gray. And I kind of thought that looked more menacing for some reason to me. So, certainly an original look to it and take on it on my own. But yeah, so that's what we did with that. The tombstones actually came out perfectly to what I had in mind. I saw a picture of someone who had a flat, smooth stone in a gray that was perfect. I used basically, that's all that is to me a gray primer, and then a black wash over that to pull out those letters a little bit, and then a little bit of a gray pastel over the top to dust it up a little bit. The other side really came out better than I expected. Now, we lost the lettering because it is very, it's not very deep and, defined, I guess you could say. So, unfortunately, you don't see any lettering on this one. But I used, let me see if I can move the light around a little bit here, guys, see if it shows up a little better. So we used for that a textured paint that I've used before, which is Rust-Oleum's multicolor textured paint. I think this is Desert Beige or something like that. So that's what we used for that tombstone. But again, we wanted a different color and we wanted a different texture. So I think that came out pretty well. And to scale, it actually works pretty well, if you really want to get picky with it. And then, you know, basically the tree in the back there, I use this color I've used many times. For some reason, it works very well with a lot of dioramas I've done, which is this Krylon khaki. It says camouflage paint, but basically it's khaki. So yeah, and we're just going to run down the colors here. We use all kinds of things. As we said, NATO black for the main guy. The skull color is this Missions Models color. I don't know how the heck to pronounce that, so good luck on that one, guys. But that's the numbers and stuff. It has more of a little bit more of a what I call, not just this like a gray. I didn't want to go a gray tone. I wanted it to be more like a aged skull, where it was almost like aged paper, would have almost a browning effect to it. So that's kind of what I went with for that. Again, black. You know, a lot of black was used. That's just the standard. Again, the brush painting. This pure black, I think it's called. Yeah, pure black. Reaper paints. Again, I use a lot of Reaper paints. The gray for the front plate here, which that says dye on there, guys. I might change that. I didn't know what to put there, so I wrote dye facing the other way with red paint, and paint the actual stone. This I think it's Stormy Gray. Yeah, Stormy Gray. And then if we just run down the rest here, we had this tri-set of olive greens, Reaper paints. I mixed these all different ways to get different colorations on the weeds and also on the groundwork. For the groundwork, we used a lot of washes. We used all of these Vallejo washes here. Everything from dark khaki green to dark brown. There's oiled earth, dark gray, and black, I believe, are all the colors here. And I used them quite a bit in different places. I used some of them on the rope. I used some of them on the staff here. I used a lot of them on the groundwork. Every color that I just showed you was used on the groundwork to give it a layered look to it. Now, as far as highlighting, I probably should have had artist oils and did a bit of dry brushing to bring out, you know, the brightness a little bit more, but I didn't. I used pastels, and I had this interesting set. I don't remember where I bought this, but I got this set of pastels of grays and blacks and even very pale white. So I used number 4 here in the list right there. This guy, yep, that gray seemed to work nicely as a highlight. So that's basically it, folks. If you have any questions about it or anything further about what I used, oh, for this I used Rust paint for his time capsule, and then just put a black wash over there to give it a little depth. So yeah, if you have any questions about it, you know, let me know, comment below. And again, Russell, thanks so much for hosting, and everyone for commenting along. And yeah, really was a lot of fun. And again, looking forward to next year. I love Halloween. It's honestly, it's probably my second favorite holiday. So you know, look forward to getting involved with the build again. And next time will be a bit more closer to the holiday. So with that, we'll say cheers.